So I have to ask you, do we really need another pickup truck? Well, after spending the day in this one, I'm going to say yes, this might be the coolest pickup truck I have ever seen. I just spent the day driving the Chevrolet Silverado EV, and I have a lot to show you. This is the Chevy Silverado EV. It's notable for this light bar that spans the front hood of the Chevy Silverado. Ours is the RST edition. I'm going to tell you right now, prepare yourself for some shock. The sticker price on this is about $94,000, but it has a lot of features. It has a lot of benefits, a lot of advantages. And if you're not spending several $100s a month on gas, you might see that as a benefit as well. So I want to show you a few things about this RST. So thinking about the Rally Sport truck is what this is versus the WT, which is the work truck. It has these really cool wheels, and you can even see the Rally Sport brakes in there. The Silverado name here on the side, to note that it's electric. It has that blue E in the Silverado. It also has these aero panels here. They call them sail panels because they're sort of sail shaped. And this is a very iconic detail. When you see a Silverado with that and the blue E, you know that this is the EV. And those sail panels are designed to not only add a little rigidity to the body, but also provide an aerodynamic benefit. On the rear, we see these iconic Chevy brake lights, tail lights there. The multifunction truck bed, which I'm going to show you. Classic to Silverado, of course, these steps. I love these steps in the corner bumper. I have appreciated those since the day that Chevrolet decided to add those. And then you'll notice it has 4 doors. It only comes in the 4-door version, which means that there is seating for 5. True to an EV is a frunk. The Chevy Silverado has an almost 11 cubic foot front trunk. Now, this one's a little high off the ground, so I think it might be a little cumbersome to hop into for, say, stadium seating, but you can do it. You can absolutely do it. There are even cup holders here, so if you wanted to sit and watch, say, the kids' soccer game or watch a parade with this lovely finished frunk lid above you, you can do that. It's pretty high off the ground. Little people might need a step stool to get up here because this is a tall truck, and it's going to be kind of tight for 2 people. Let's see. So I'm going to move all the way to the side here, and you've got room for maybe one other skinny butt over here. Not a ton of space, but there is a lot of function in here, and I like that this is a very low load area, so there's no lip here, which means that it's going to be easy to put cargo in here. I think they say that you can get 3 rollerboard bags in this 11 cubic foot, 10.7 inch cubic foot area, and I think I believe it. It's pretty big. Pretty big. All right, but it also is high off the ground. There is a storage space here, work light right there. And nicely, Chevrolet also included this little detail here. So if there was a first responder responding to an issue with this truck, they would know where the battery access is. And there's where you put in your windshield washer fluid. So you push a button on the inside to open the frunk, which has to be tightly latched because it can't come flying open while you're in traffic. But there's not a button that you push here to close it. So I was kind of curious, but check this out. It's actually very easy. You just pull it gently and it auto closes. The Chevy Silverado that we're test driving today out here in the woods of Michigan, actually not that far outside of Detroit, is the RST edition. So this is the top of the line for now. They probably will have more, they're definitely going to have more versions, probably one that is even more nicely trimmed out than this. But what do you get? Well, you get these really great running boards, which you need to get into this truck because it is tall. You get up to 450 miles of range. The range on the range is about just under 400 to about 450. Now that can depend on some things like how fast you drive, if you use one pedal driving, if you're towing, how much payload you have in the truck, and the temperature outside. All of those things can impact your range. But still, optimal range, 450 miles, that's pretty nice. The Chevy Silverado EV has a 200 kilowatt hour battery. That is massive. It also is heavy, so this weighs about 8,500 pounds, which is heavy. It's not the heaviest truck on the road. I think that honor belongs to the Hummer EV, but it does use the same battery and electric platform as the Hummer, which is GM's Ultium platform. That is optimized for DC fast charging. So Chevrolet says you'll be able to add 100 miles in 10 minutes at a 350 kilowatt hour DC fast charger. That's a level 3 charger. You can't get that at home, but 100 miles in 10 minutes is pretty impressive. What is also impressive about this, 754 horsepower. That is a lot of power. Now, you have to use the launch mode or wide open watts or wow mode, as they call it, to get all 754 horsepower, but it's in there. Now, that is not the most horsepower that you're going to get in the most powerful pickup truck on the road. That honor also belongs to the Hummer EV, but for a daily driving pickup truck that can do everything that you need it to do, that's pretty impressive. So now we're going to take it out on this trail and see. I can like all the camera here. That just popped on? Yep. And I can also feel there's a haptic sensor in the seats, and I can feel every time I come close to something, I feel those sensors in the seats.
Is the camera turned off after you reach a certain speed?
There's a lot of great technology here right in front of you. A really beautiful digital driver display here, the 17-inch screen here. I've got a head-up display and a digital rear view mirror in our test drive model. So lots of screens. And Chevrolet or General Motors has actually just added to the Super Cruise map. So now you have 750,000 miles of mapped roads for Super Cruise, including a lot of back roads. So I'm going to see if it's available here. And look, we are in Super Cruise. I should probably bring my speed down a little bit. So we're at 60. I had to find everything. So now we're at 55. I'm not really sure what the speed limit is. It's 45, so I should probably bring it down a little bit more. So here we are. But look at this. We're on this 2-lane country road. Beautiful spring day. And using Super Cruise. Like, this is the way to go to church on Sunday. If there's a green line here on the top of the steering wheel, that means Super Cruise is active. If it's red, that means take the wheel. And if it's blue, that means the systems are active, but it's interrupted. So you have adaptive cruise, but not Super Cruise. It just flashed. Let's see if it turns blue again. And it is watching everything. So it's watching that truck turn in front of us. So how about that? And we also have really, really forceful one-pedal driving. So I noticed that on the highway when I lift in fact, I'm going to take Super Cruise off. I'm going to cancel this. And let's go back into one-pedal driving. So one-pedal driving is this here, over here on the screen, and set the level. And so it's on high. And I'll turn off all my systems. Woo! Look at this. I want you to see this because I hope that you can see this screen here. I'll show you a close-up of it. As I accelerate, you can see my speed accelerate here, and you can see the kilowatt usage accelerate there. And then when I take my foot off the accelerator, it almost comes to a stop. It's true one-pedal driving. And I'm going to say, yay, Chevrolet. I really like one-pedal driving. Once you get the hang of it, it's awesome. You never realize just how much effort it takes to actually hit the brake. I love one-pedal driving because braking is just too much work. And all you have to do is drive, accelerate, let up, get more pressure, less pressure. And you want to stop? Just give yourself plenty of room and take your foot off the accelerator and you stop. And that's pretty good. I really like that. So it is May in Michigan, and you know what that means? It's hot and sweaty and buggy. And it's great to be in the air conditioner here, but you know what? That air conditioner is going to run down my battery. I am really appreciative for 440 miles of range, which is what we get on the RST edition. I'm also grateful for a lot of the features here. Let me show you what you get in the Chevy Silverado EV. And all of this is standard, no matter which trim you get. There's a couple of things I'll show you that are unique to the RST trim, but the rest of this is all standard or an option. So it starts with the 17-inch multimedia system here that has this. Hey Google. So it has this great Google voice activation. I can use that for navigation. I can use it to set the cabin temperature. I can use it to change the radio station and to operate any of the apps that are on the screen, which is phenomenal. I also like that they added a volume button here, a volume dial there, and then our climate controls are down here. And these are our temperature dials are here, and then the fan speed is here. So this is phenomenal for being able to get your air conditioning really quickly, which is something I really needed today. Down here, there is a wireless phone charger, which I will pop my phone in right there. So there's room there. There are 2 USB ports here, plus a 12-volt power outlet there. Cup holders. There's a nice little cubby here. There is a armrest here. I'll show you what's underneath the armrest, and then I'll show you this. And this is just the coolest. This whole console moves forward and back. Now, if there's something in here that's blocking the way, it won't go all the way back. But if your things that are in the center console are really deep in there, you can move this little tray all the way into the center console and open up a much larger, deeper cargo space down here that Chevrolet says holds 7 gallons of stuff. It's 7 gallons of space. I think I would not fill it with milk, but I don't know what I would put down there. Maybe I would stow my water bottles down there, because you're going to need water bottles on a hot day, right? You need water bottles every day. So what else do we have here? So there's a really nice 12-inch driver display, digital driver display here. You have a little functionality, not a ton, but you can change the look of the driver display here. You can get a full map, which is pretty nice. And I did find that in order to see the driver display clearly, you really need to position your steering wheel in the right place. It can be, the steering wheel can block the driver display. So that's a consideration that I think you really have to watch out for the minute you get into the truck. Down here though, in the lower left corner, you'll see your driving range, and you'll also be able to see the power that you're using while you're driving. And I'll show you what that looks like. It's pretty good. Over here on the left side is where we have the parking brake. We have a button that allows us to raise or lower the Silverado EV by up to 2 inches, which is pretty nice. You need that for the WOW watts, wide open watts mode. And this also is where you have the tailgate and the frunk controls. So you can lower the tailgate, you can open the frunk. And then over here also is where you'll find towing mode. What you won't see over here on the left, which you usually see in most Chevrolet trucks and SUVs, is the drive mode selector. That's actually over here on the screen. And this is, you tap that, and then you can choose normal, off-road, or tow and haul modes. And you can customize this. So if you would like to customize your drive modes, you can get sport steering, sport suspension. You can customize the acceleration feel, which is something you might want to do in an electric pickup truck. And you can actually turn on or off the sound. And we went with sport sound. It was good. I would say it was not overwhelmingly loud. It can be in some electric vehicles. In this one, I thought it was pretty okay. It was kind of middle of the road. So that's where you're going to find your drive modes. When you're actually driving, that little drive mode icon, which is right here, it sort of is a half steering wheel and half truck, will actually show up here on this little toolbar. Once you get over that learning curve and you know where to find it, you'll be able to grab it really quickly. Another thing that you'll see on the screen that's really important is this little box right here. So you have smart controls. This is where, interestingly, to turn off the car, you're just going to tap this little box with the truck, and it says off if you're going to turn it off. And then there are additional controls here. It says see more controls. This is where you can keep the truck on or turn it off. And then here are your headlight controls. So this is where you're not going to find headlight controls on the stock or on the panel over to the left or even over to the right. They are right here on the screen. The nice thing is this little box stays here. It's static and it stays right here no matter what you have displayed on the screen or going on. You'll always have those controls right there. So as long as the screen is working great, it's perfect. I really like it a lot. If there's a bug in the screen or something needs to be reset or something like that, then you won't have access to those controls. So that is the risk. But overall, I really like it because it cleans up all of these functions and all of these controls and gives you more space here, and puts something that you're not going to use very often. We don't really adjust our headlights very often anymore. Puts it there where you don't really need it. Model, we have some premium features. There is a digital rear view mirror here. I have head-up display here, which is great. It displays navigation. And then we have Super Cruise, and I'm going to show you what that's like as well. Rear seat passengers in the Silverado EV are going to be very happy that Ultium battery is underneath the floor of the truck and not impeding passenger space. So there's plenty of room for everyone back here, 3 people at least. If you only have 2 passengers, there is an armrest with a cup holder here. There are actually cup holders over here as well. And there are heated seats for passengers and air vents right here. And there's a little cubby right there to hold a few things. But the magic of a truck like this is installing rear-facing child passenger car seats. Now we know we need at least about 29 inches, ideally about 32 inches to install a child passenger car seat. And this seat right here is set for Paul, who is 6 feet tall, 6 feet even. He's very comfortable. His knees are not even close to the dashboard. And how much space do we have? We have a solid 35 inches of space between seat back to seat back. I'll even turn this so you can see, if you can see right there. 35 inches of space seat back to seat back. And that means you can fit 1, 2, 3 rear-facing child passenger car seats. So you have triplets this year. Maybe you should think about putting the Chevrolet Silverado EV on your shopping list. So this is Paul. He is my drive partner today. We're out here in the woods of Michigan and we like bugs. So we're going to open all of this space so all the bugs of Michigan can come in the truck with us.
That sounds awesome.
But actually, once we start driving, we'll get an amazing breeze. But I want to show you, because this is probably the dream feature on any pickup truck. We're going to completely get rid of all of this, the seats, the window, everything, and turn this back seat into part of the pickup truck bed. This is how it works. All right, Paul, let's do this.
Let's do it.
So the first thing we do is we flip up these front seats, and then we put down our headrests like that. Oh, I got it. There we go. And then we lift this, pull this loop here to put the seat down. And then we need to take out the glass. So let's climb in and get a little closer. And we're going to hold this and just pull this tab down, kind of like the top on a convertible car. And the glass actually fits right here in this, underneath the seats, and it is fine for leaving this here, even with things in the pickup truck bed. The glass will be protected. From there, we're going to press this little button here and one there, and this whole back of the pickup truck bed folds down. And now we have this huge, wide, contiguous space that gives you almost 11 feet. I think it's 10 feet, 11 inches of contiguous space in the truck bed. That is pretty impressive.
Very cool.
Thank you, Paul.
Sure.
And then I have to show you this. There is a fixed panel sunroof. So this is fixed glass. Hi, Paul. Fixed glass in the Silverado EV. I love that they did this. So between that fixed glass, the rear window that removes, and putting these windows down, it's almost like a convertible. Sounds like another truck that I know, maybe the Hummer EV. One of my favorite features about that truck is that you can take out all the glass, you can take out the roof, and let the sunshine in. It's pretty good. When Chevrolet first introduced the bumper step, I have to say I was a real fan because that gave us the ability to climb into the truck bed, even in a skirt and flip-flops, which I've been known to do, but really gave you really good access. Well, it's gotten a lot better since then. So on the back of the lift gate, you'll find two buttons. This one will lower the entire lift gate. This one will just lower the top. So if you wanted to just reach in and grab something, you can do that. This also will operate like a little bit of a stop here. So if you want to put something in here that's really long, get a little extra length, you can do that. You can also use this as a shelf. Let me show you this. Then we'll put the lift gate down, and then I can pull this out, and it functions as a step. So there we go. So now I can use the whole thing as a step. So say I have people going in and out the whole day and I want to open this area, then I have that capability. If you want people to have some place to hold on, you can pull this little thing out, and this gives you a little extra handle to hold on to while getting into the truck bed. Isn't that nice? In the truck bed, you will find 3 power outlets. So there's a 240 there, and there's a standard household outlet there, and one there as well. And then there's this Velcro, and this is where the tonneau cover or the bed cover is soft, and it just latches into this. There's a little screw right here to hold it into that spot right there, and then you can latch it in there. I have it laying down in the back because I wanted to take it out so it was not impeding the truck bed space when we opened that mid gate. So $94,500 plus $2,000 delivery charge. That is a lot for any vehicle, any EV, and for a pickup truck. But Chevrolet also has 2 versions that are priced lower. One starts at $73,000, one starts at $78,000, and they tell us we're going to see additional trims in the Silverado EV. My guess is maybe a smaller battery pack, a little less range, a little more money in your pocket. Not a bad deal. And then there's this. The Chevy Silverado EV qualifies for that $7,500 federal tax credit and will qualify for tax credits in your town or state. So be sure to check with your accountant, make sure you qualify, and look and see what's available in your state, because many states offer $10,000 or $12,000 in incentives for buying an electric vehicle. Overall, driving the Chevy Silverado this week has been phenomenal. The one-pedal driving is fantastic. I really love that 17-inch touchscreen. I love the Hey Google voice-activated assistance. Everything that you need right at your fingertips. The head-up display is pretty spectacular. Navigation is really good. And you can't beat the flexibility and the customization of this truck bed and the rear window. That's pretty phenomenal. Worth $94,000? Well, under the right conditions, absolutely.